taking a Saturday in the summertime to come out and give your kids knowledge. Give yourself a big round of applause. Really quickly, I'm honored just to kind of say some closing statements. Just to give you a brief intro, my name is Fabian Buckner, and I am the assistant principal at West High School of Administration for the current high school district. And if you haven't had an opportunity to come to my workshop, the biggest point I wanted to make that if I can, you can. Let me say that again. If I could graduate from the University of Washington after coming from Bakersfield and growing up on East 18th Street, do I have anybody that remembers about East 18th Street? Right. Off of Cottonwood Road? Yeah. So I say that to you, not to impress upon you, but to, not to impress you, but to impress upon you, that if I can do it, a kid that by outside perspectives, the ghetto can make it up here and speak to you and speak to a class of 2,100 students on a regular basis, that you can too. That's right. And so I just want to start off by saying that. And I'm really impressed with the information that we had. So we talked about scholarships, we talked about A through G, we talked about parents, what you can do in order to get the part. And that was a great first start. But I want to tell you that that was a first start. That there's more work to be done. And that work that needs to be done starts with the people that are in this office, in this auditorium right now. So when you go back to your school, when school starts back on August 15th, I want you to make meaningful connections. Because those connections are going to get you to be able to speak, whether that's stepping in Sigma Gamma Rho, being a part of being a college professor that you heard that the lady said before, doing the news on a regular basis and impacting lives every day. It starts with now. So Project Next is about now. And this is just the beginning. So when you go back, talk to your counselors and get connected and make those meaningful relationships. If you're not a part of Project Best and you've already been a high school senior or high school student and you're a male, be a part of Project Best because you get an opportunity to go to field trips and get exposed to the things that we gave you. If you're a lady and you're part of BSU or your school does BSU, both, be a part of BSU. Be connected with teachers and make meaningful relationships, because you probably heard in one of those workshops that you're going to need to have recommendations. And those recommendations should come from people that can speak to your character and speak to your heart. Start today what you're going to do tomorrow. And this starts with this. And it's a mindset that I want to say. And ninth graders. How many ninth graders do you have? Raise your hand. I want you to know that 4 years will go by like that. 4 years will go by like that. Ask the sophomores that are going to be sophomores next year, man, we was just here. It seemed like yesterday. So it's really important that you start with, not yesterday, but now. If you're a sophomore, it's super important as you're a sophomore. I said this to my group, that there's 4 classes that are a requirement to graduate, but those same 4 classes are a requirement to go to a university. And that's your English, your math, your biology, and your world history. So you gotta get those classes with a C or better, but I'm gonna tell you to shoot for B's or better. If you're a junior, it is extremely important that you get a mindset that I gotta do everything I can, because there's a class, there's a math class, typically that's the struggling point from you going to BC or going to a 4-year school. You know what that class is called? I'll tell you, Algebra 2. Algebra 2, even if you are on board, makes you struggle. I don't say that to scare you, because knowledge is power, right? And that's what we're trying to give our kids today. I want you to understand that knowledge is power, and knowing that that is a class that's a little bit of a struggle, but do we back down in face of adversity? I'm going to tell you no. Just like she said about that little, he kept getting on that horse. He kept getting on that dirt. He showed resiliency. I want to give you some tools about resiliency today. Make sure if your school has an after-school tutoring program that you live in there. Make sure that you're asking questions of your Algebra 2 teacher, even when you don't want to. Make sure that you're circling around yourselves with like-minded people that say, man, I didn't know how to do number 2. Can you show me how to do number 2? And that's how you get through it, and that's how you show resiliency. Yes. It could be Spanish because you don't speak Spanish, but maybe your neighbor speaks Spanish. So I'm going to encourage you to do some things that normally we probably necessarily wouldn't, because sometimes we be too proud to be that. But do it today. Because today is going to be your tomorrow, and your tomorrow you'll be ski-weeing and stepping and singing, you know. I had to get you one more time. And parents, I can't leave parents out. Because parents, there is a part of this. You got to hold our kids accountable. It can't be just a school. It can't be just a school. And we want to invite you into the process, and part of that process is live with your counselor. Because they're the bearers to a certain degree, but we need your help. That's right. We need your help. Hold them accountable. Make sure that they do those things that the workshops talked about. And here's my last thing, and then I'm done. This saying came to me this morning as I got out of the shower, and it says this: your success will be measured by how you finish, not how you start. Let me say that one more time. Your success will be measured by how you finish, not how you start. So I'm going to encourage everybody in this room to finish strong. How do you finish strong? It starts here and it ends here. And you utilize everybody in this room, because whether you're a BSU or Best Advisor, whether you're a Link Crew person, whether you're a Links advocate, whether you're a current high school district employee, we're all here for you. I'm just going to encourage you students to step outside of your comfort zone and use us, because that's why we got into this business. Thank you.
Awesome.